Hey, what's happening, guys? I bought this little ESP32 board a couple years ago and really haven't played with it much. So I've got a couple ideas for some projects. Because this has Wi-Fi, I think it would be something great to hook up, get like local information maybe, some sort of thing like that. So we could put it on a breadboard, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to design a screw terminal board for this, which I find is really useful in prototyping stuff because you can just screw sensors and components in and pull them out as you need, and just all in all good prototyping. So that's what we're going to do. So the first step in designing our PCB is to get some specs. So I've already counted, we have 10 pins here, we have 16 pins here. Next, like I said, we need some specs, we need some board sizes. So, get this guy open. Get a measurement here. .66 millimeters. And our width. Make sure I get it at the widest point. 27.68. But now the most important thing to know is we need to know the spacing between those pins. And I figured out that it takes up all but one row. So if we go like that, and we go like this, get our measurement for all but one row, 24.67. Pin spacing. All right, so we now have our specs, and from there we can go over to the computer and start laying out the board. Okay, so I've got the placeholders for the ESP32, the WEMOS, and I've got three 10-position screw terminals here. And I put a ground and a 3.3 volt on each one of them. You can see I copied this one here over, but it'll be fine. And we're going to move on, and next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the SVP and the SVN lines in. We're going to bring them up to the first one. So this will be the SVP. And we'll bring it over here like this. And then this is the SVN. And we'll bring it over here like this. And then we are going to label everything we put on here. Just like this. So the first one again is SVP. And this one is SVN. And I'm going to move on and put some more labels on there so we know what we're doing. Okay. So we have another 3.3 volt line here, and we have a 5 volt line here. But I'm not... Sorry, I sneezed. But I'm not going to put them in yet. We're going to wait till we get closer to the end. So next up, we are going to start with the GPIOs. We have number 25 and 26 coming up. They are right here. So let's bring them over. '25. and 26. And we'll bring in the labels. The reason I'm doing this is so I can see what I'm doing later when I go to the PCB. Otherwise, I'll forget where I put stuff because I forget stuff. So this is GP25. And this one is GP26. So I'm going to put in the rest of the GPIOs now. Okay, so we have our PCB ready. Now we need to move in our headers. So we'll start with the actual headers for the ESP32. Bring them in something like this. Oopsies. Come on, get on there. And now we have to make sure we have our spacing right. So our pin spacing is 24.67. Let's do a little dimensioning here and see how many spaces apart that is. I know I should know these things off the top of my head, but I don't. So it looks like that has got to be our spacing. That's not right. Nope. Too small. Let's try that again. If I can, there we go. .67. That seems to me like it's going to be too big. I'm going to measure that again. Give me 1 second. Alright, this time I measured the pins instead of the board. And I got like 25.1 something. That's where it's at, right there. Alright. Now, we should be able to move this and know exactly on which lines we need to place these. One there, and one right there. Now I'm hoping that these screw terminals will fit in here like I want them to. And I think the answer to that is yes. So there's 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now, we're going to want to space them much further apart. And the reason for that is because we're going to put labels on this, and we need room for the labels. All right. I think that's not terrible. That's the best you can say, right, Paul? That's not terrible. All right, I'm going to think on this for a few minutes. All right, I think I'm pretty good with this. So next, whoops, Wrong layer. Top silk. Yeah. Next, I want to start adding in some of the labels. So the first one is going to be the ground labels. And we need to rotate it. What the? Yep, like that. Then I'm going to change to the smaller font family. And we have ground there. We have ground there. And we have ground there. We also have ground on pin 8 of this last one, so that's 10, 9, 8. And I think that's all of our grounds. So I'm going to put on the other labels, and you guys don't need to watch that. Alright, so we got labels now. Next thing we need to do is route. We'll take care of that now. Yes, it's an auto router. I hate routing, so that's how we're doing it. Alright, next we need to go to the bottom layer of the board, where we're going to add a copper area to the ground plane. It's like this. Interesting. Let's do a 3D view. Yeah. I do not see the ground plane. What did I do wrong? Alright, so here's our grounds at. There's a ground. That's on top. Oh, grounds are on the top layer. Okay. So we just need to put it on the top layer, I guess. Top layer. Copper. Ground. Try this again, shall we? Yes, I'm going bigger than I need to, just so that we can keep everything copacetic. Now I don't know where they're at again. This does not look right to me. One moment. I figured out the problem. Did you figure it out yet? I didn't put a ground symbol here. So it doesn't know where ground is. We need to correct that. Where am I going to put it? Okay, over here ground is on pin 9. So we can connect those guys up. And then we have 2 grounds over here. I'm going to connect them up over here. So there's a ground there. Let's see. So that ground is connected to that ground, which is connected to ground. That one goes over and up into there. That one is connected there. Okay. I think I now have all my ground set, so we can save that. We can update the PCB. And now if I draw a ground plane on the bottom layer, there we go. Now we have a ground plane. Sometimes my brain gets ahead of my fingers, or my fingers get ahead of my brain, however way you want to look at it. And I forget what I'm supposed to be doing, so bear with me. All right, next up, just going to do a little bit of labeling. And this board is called the WEMOS LOLIN32. So we'll take that and put it over there. Add another one. And this one is just going to say version 1.0, designed on 9/27/21. And this is the screw terminal board. And they don't give you an easy way to do this. Yeah, that doesn't fit, but we'll fix that. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And of course, it's by Learnelectronics. So what we can do is we can take all of these here, and we'll just format the bottoms of them. And now they're in place that way. So you know what we need now, right? We need a bear. Bear's name is Happy Bear. We'll rotate the old Happy Bear. And I think we're done and ready to roll. Let's save it. Let's get a 3D view. Yeah, I don't know why I built it on its side. It's just the way it started working out. I don't know how well you can see in there, but I can see the ground plane, so that's good. Yeah, I like it. So our next step, we will save it. And then we need to create some Gerbers. Okay, so now we're ready to order our boards. Just look at this little notice here. PCB factories will be on national holidays October 1st through October 3rd. You can still place an order, but they won't pick it up till October 4th. It's not a problem. Just thought I'd let you guys know that. Of course, this video is sponsored by PCB. They do excellent work, and they do it quickly. So we're just going to grab our file, which is called WEMOS 32 Lolin. Bring it in. I don't know why it does this. You can see the imperfect algorithm of our Gerber image tool. It'll be fine. And if there is any problem whatsoever, they will let you know. Black, white, And that's it. $24. It'll be here in a week. Usually with the holidays, it might take 10 days. Either way, getting your boards super inexpensively and super fast. I highly recommend, if you haven't tried out PCBWay, give them a try. They might surprise you with the quality of their work. All right, we got the boards back. Let's have a look. Ooh, got some skadoolie on my knife there. I have to clean that. I don't even know what that's from. There we go. Whoops. Always beating the camera. So here are our boards. Everything's looking okay. Check our screw terminal thingies, make sure they're working too. A little out of place, some of the pins, but other than that, yeah, they fit just fine. Excellent. Let's build it. All right, I think we're going to start off with the ESP32 itself. So what I want to do is just get these pins on here. That way we'll have everything nicely and neatly in place for desoldering. Right? Right. All right, let's see how we can do here. Got our gear. Yeah, that's not going to work. That'll be fine. That'll be fine. Don't worry about it. Make sure we got a clean tip. I'm going to solder one of them guys down like this, like so. And the same here on the other side. Then I just want to make sure that everything is sitting as I want it to. It is. So we can solder the rest of them in. Shouldn't be too difficult to do. So today is what the heck is today? October 13th, I think? 15th. Wow, I'm a little off. Today's October 15th. Blake is getting his wisdom teeth out here in a little bit. He's going to have a fun morning. And once I finish this up, I will be heading back to the old house cleaning. Those of you who don't know, I inherited my parents' house, and I am going to be moving there. It's a The house is actually smaller than my current house, but it's a nicer piece of property. It's a little bit more out of the way, not so much downtown on the railroad tracks like where I'm living now, and that will be nice. So I'm working up there to get that ready to move into. Don't know what it's going to be like living there. It might be odd, but I'm going to change it around, you know. Do my best to make it mine. Also, we got a nice notification on Wednesday. This is Friday. On Wednesday, that Blake got his early acceptance to the University of Pittsburgh, one of my alma maters. So I am extremely proud of him for that. Now he just has to actually go there and graduate. That'll be cool. It's a nice school. I didn't go there as an undergrad, so I don't know what the undergrad experience will be like, but it's still a pretty nice school. Looks like I missed one. No worries. Just hit it up. It'll be good to go. Alright, so we can take this out now. And then we are on to our little screw terminals. Alright. So we got her hooked up here. She's working. Just going to do a quick check to make sure we're getting our 3.3 volts where we need it. 2. Excellent. Then let's make sure all my grounds are connected. Three point two. Yeah, it all looks good. So I'll make this board available on the PCBWay website. If you guys want to download it, you can for free. Like I said, it's just something that I'm using, and if it's something that's useful for you, then feel free to get yourself one. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'd like to thank the patrons for their sponsorship, and also PCBWay for sponsoring this video. Wouldn't be here without them. That's it. I'm out. Peace.